Hey, this is Azealia Banks, and you're watching Renada Romain TV.
You're now checking out Renada Romain.
Who is Azealia Banks? I don't think a lot of people know who that is. You feel like the wrong perception is out there about you?
No, I don't think the wrong perception about me is out there. I think that I don't know. I don't know how to answer that. I feel like I definitely have a really strong core fan base, and oops, sorry. Thanks.
You're welcome. Okay, you getting your breakfast?
Yeah, I'm starving.
I've never seen this before. They never brought like food in here for an artist, so this is a special moment.
I begged for this apple.
So you don't think that people have they misperceive who you might be due to the public feuds and the stuff that happens on social media and all that stuff?
I don't think they misperceive so much as they see what they want to see. You see what you want to see. I think that every time, one of these things come up and it's like, oh, Azealia Banks is ranting again, or Azealia Banks is talking again.
Right.
I'm always very thorough and very clear, even if, there are some expletives and some other,
colorful language.
Some other colorful language in there. I think I'm very thorough, and I think I'm very clear about who I am and what I think. And I think, with that said, I put a lot out there. So I feel like I give everybody a chance to at least take something from what I'm saying, whether it's to dislike me or to really like me or to be confused by me or
right.
To relate to me or whatever it is.
Right. People say, hey, all publicity is good publicity, whether it's good, bad. People might hate you. People might call you the angry black woman, bitter, mean, or what, whatever. But I don't think the majority of people know you as the artist. Like, they really get into your music. You have a core fan base, and I know your album is popular overseas. But do people fear you?
I don't know.
Do you think people are afraid of your talent?
I don't know. I kind of just get the feeling that everyone's just watching from afar, and they're just
that happens. Yeah.
Yeah. And I guess even when artists like me, they don't tell me.
They wouldn't do that, though.
Yeah, they don't want to gas me up anymore. They're just like, oh,
right.
She's so gassed.
Of course.
I'm really not, actually.
You're pretty young. You're not even 25.
Yeah, I'm 23.
Yeah, so you have I'm sure a lot of influences. What are some of those influences on the album? Like, what influences the Azealia Banks sound?
I think my mother influences the Azealia Banks sound a lot, just because my mother has really good taste in everything, and I get a lot of my taste in things from her. And yeah, just really weird heady music. She always listened to really kind of cerebral stuff, like Ella Fitzgerald, who's
You're very cerebral.
Yeah, I'm pretty I live in my head. Some people live in their stuff. Yeah. I'm trying to bring it down from my head into my
but
lower body.
Though. It's impressive.
Yeah,
because a typical 23-year-old doesn't know half the stuff that you know. Your intellect, it definitely belies your years. And now the delivery is a whole different story. How you choose to deliver those messages, is a different conversation.
Yeah.
But the intellect is definitely there.
Yeah. I don't know. I've been all over the place, just in a span of, especially the first 17 years of my life, just going to all these different schools and being with all these, my mother was always just switching my school. Most kids, they just they go to the local elementary, then they go to the local junior high, and they go to the local high school. My mother was always putting me in different...
Did you have a rough upbringing, an abusive background?
Yeah, definitely, but
now when you say your mother, are you talking about the mom that abused you?
Yeah.
Okay. So you guys have a good relationship?
Yeah, we're good now.
Okay.
We're good now. And I feel a lot of just that just came from my mother being scared. You're a single black mom, you've got 3 daughters. It's scary. Yeah.
What do you want people to take from your music, from your album?
I don't know. I want them to escape, because I feel I'm a pretty, not that I'm an escapist, but with my music, I like to escape myself. Just like I was saying, like I live in my head so much, I want to bring it down like into my like gut, so I feel like more grounded. Like sometimes I feel like I'm like floating away.
Right. Well, absolutely. Do you think that hip hop embraces your music though?
I don't know.
Do you care?
Not really.
Are you sure about that?
I'm sure about that. I just don't like men like coming out of their fucking mouths and just like, you know, talking shit. Like if you don't like me, that's fine. I probably don't like you either. You know what I mean? I feel like a lot of the beefs or quarrels that I've had, of course some of them I've started because I'm a troublemaker and I like doing that. But you know,
you like it.
I love it.
Yeah.
Especially, but I think the ones, especially with like Jim Jones and like T.I., it's like, or like fucking Action Bronson. Like when was I even talking to you? Like, I feel like it's definitely a thing. Like people know that I'm a live wire and they just like want to see what I'll say.
Yeah.
So they're like, you know.
Are you an angry black woman? Let's play some music and come back.
Are you an angry black woman?
So now, when we left off, I asked you, are you an angry black woman? You are often called angry and mean and bitter, and you know, I think you have a lot to be angry about. You know, there are some things I'm angry about.
Yeah.
As a black woman.
I think that, especially, I don't know, whatever, especially like as a black person, you're expected to, or I guess, okay, I think black people, and I'm not speaking for everyone, I'm speaking for myself. As a black person, I think that there are lots of things about society and about the world and about culture that anger me, you know?
Right.
Anger me, because I feel like they're just like very unfair representations of whatever, you know, like with the whole like cultural smudging and all kind of shit like that. But I think that yeah, just that. I think that as a black person, there are things
like
that,
double standards.
Yeah, there are totally double standards and stuff
you know,
like that
for women and men. And
yeah,
but you had a big thing with homophobia. You know, are you homophobic? You know, people have labeled you as that. And, you know, what else? You know, the list goes on.
I think that in this world, there's obviously like some sort of just like, obviously like some sort of white supremacy or just like straight white male privilege that just asserts itself over everything and makes everyone fucking feel uncomfortable, you know? And everyone's got their ways of just like coping with that or whatever. For me, you know, when I use the language when I'm like saying cunt or bitch or faggot or whatever, it's I feel like it's more free for me, not to be like, oh, because I'm part of like the most oppressed group or anything like that, but just because I feel like when you grow up like with this very like dim, like, or when you grow up thinking that the possibilities for any sort of success for you are like so dim, things like that don't really matter. You know, you've got bigger problems. Like I've much bigger problems than like being called a nigger. You know what I mean? Like, there are, like, black kids getting shot just for being black outside. Like, I have to protect my life and protect my, you know, my nephew and, like, explain things to him. Like, just the other day we were in the car and he's just like, why do the cops shoot brown people? And you're just like, oh, fuck. Like,
right.
What do you say to that?
Right.
And it angers you and it frustrates you because you feel embarrassed, you know? Like, you feel, like, embarrassed. Like, when you're, like, talking to your nephews or talking to whoever, you just feel, like, helpless and just fucking, like, powerless.
Right.
And I think that a lot of my anger comes from a place of that, you know what I mean? Just like, you know, it's just like,
no, I get
just
it.
the dehumanization and everything, and even when you're a black woman, like, just the desexualization of you, you know what I mean? Like, so when you express your opinion, it's, oh, you're an angry black woman, but like when a white person says it, it's like, right on, she's a feminist, she's standing up for herself, and blah blah blah, right, you know,
on. A lot of people call themselves feminists these days.
Yeah.
What's your definition of being a feminist? And do you consider yourself?
I don't know, you know, because all of these, like, things that I seem so upset about, these are all, like, new things to me. Like, I'm only 23 years old. I've been, like, in my high school, art school bubble with all my white friends and all my white boyfriends and all my gay friends, and we've just been, like, dancing in the hallways and fucking,
see, I don't
you know
believe
what I mean?
That because something is informing your intellect, you know,
yeah, but I feel
you're very connected to the black experience and a lot of the the issues you raise, you know, again, that's somebody that is reading books and
but I'm
connected
just
to...
doing that now.
Okay.
You know what I mean? When you grow up in the public school system, everything, you're like, you get indoctrinated with that book, you know?
Right.
And you kind of get to a place where you're led to believe, like, oh, well, it's every man for himself and nobody owes me anything and I'm going to have to work and blah, blah, blah. But you really think about it, it's like, you know, like this is the reason why my mother doesn't have any fucking money. You know what I mean? This is why my mother never had any money for me to go to college. And there's, like, these fucking, like, people, like, these, just, like, you know what I mean? You just start thinking, like, why are these, like, you know what I mean? Like, why do all these white people have money? Like, why can you go to college? Like, you know, like, why is that, like, you know what I mean? Like, and for me, it's like, shit, well, I'm gonna have to apply for a grant, and I'm gonna have to work at Starbucks, and I'm gonna have to fucking, I gotta be, like, so exceptional, because, like, I'll be so lucky to get a scholarship to go to school. Like, fuck that. After all the fucking shit that black people have been through in this country, like, can I at least get a fucking free education?
Well,
like,
now,
shit.
did you hear the latest? President Obama is offering free community college.
Fucking community college, like, come on, like.
Come on, Azealia.
I need, no, you need to give me my fucking money. I need my fucking reparations so I can build more, like, black schools, and so my kids can go to school for fucking free, and so I can teach them on my terms. You understand?
Do you really believe that we're going to get those types of reparations?
I really think that if enough young kids know about it, you know, like, I feel like we can mix it in with our ratchet shit, you know, like, we can mix it in with our love and hip hop, because I love love and hip hop. I love that shit. It's so funny.
Will you do the show if they would ask?
Absolutely not. That's career suicide.
What? Wait.
Absolutely fucking not.
That's confusing. You want to do love and hip hop? You think that's career suicide?
Yeah.
Wow.
You don't need to see me. I'm too hot for TV.
Well, we see you already on social media.
Yeah, but you don't actually see me. You see tweets. Lord. You don't need to see me.
Yeah. Has anyone approached you?
A few times, yeah.
Wow. Are you friends with people in the industry? You seem like you're very just independent. Like, you know,
yeah,
you roll by yourself. You came with just, you know, it's a very small crew.
Yeah.
You know, are people calling you for collaborations? What is that like?
I've done some collaborations. Just recently, I worked with Dr. Luke.
Okay.
And we did some. I did a remix for that new Rock City song. Which is really cool. I like it. I like them. And
do people return your phone calls? Would you reach out?
All the time.
Okay.
All the time. No, come on. Yeah. Like, come on. I'm pretty fun to hang out with. Like, I do spend a lot of time indoors, you know, because
why?
Because I'm working.
Okay. So you're not this pariah of the industry.
No.
Okay.
Maybe, I don't know. I'm sure there are, like, some people that are probably just like, oh,
yeah,
like, whatever, but
Broke with Expensive Taste right now. You can pick it up on iTunes. It will be in stores soon. Do you have a date for it?
Upcoming
it's
March.
Upcoming. It's coming. It's gonna come in March. Okay. Well, you know what it is? We're doing everything in-house.
Okay.
So I'm actually paying to press the CDs. We're paying to press the CDs ourselves.
Really?
So it's like, yeah, of course, yeah.
The hood way.
Well, it's not the hood way. Like, we got the connects.
Right.
See, and that's the funny shit. Like, now that I've, like, been in this industry, it's like, I got all the connects. Like, I don't need y'all niggas.
Right.
Like, I know the good mixers. I know the good producers.
Right.
Like, I know the good studios. Like,
yeah.
It's all the same thing.
Right. But you pocket more of the money.
Of course.
Yeah. Well, that's good.
But I was pocketing my money anyway. That's why they dropped me. Because the deal was set up that it was like, you guys aren't really making that. You guys aren't making any money off my touring. Y'all ain't getting none of my merch. Y'all ain't getting shit.
Right. Well, you're heading out on tour soon.
Mm-hmm.
When?
Well, I go to Japan in March.
Okay.
And then after that, I do the 2 Coachella dates,
nice.
which I'm really excited about.
Yes.
And then in between Coachellas in LA, we're doing a show at Club Nokia.
Is that the white face thing?
No, the white face thing, I was just getting my makeup done for my Ice Princess video.
Lord.
And in between stages, it just looked so funny because I had, like, blue contacts in and all this white shit over my face. And I knew, like, white people were going to be like, oh my God, like, why can't we all just get along, you know?
You love starting mess.
It's funny. It's funny. I mean, whatever, fuck it.